Yo, GameBro here, and this is Let's Play Kid Icarus with some post-commentariness. Yep, not gonna be all live this time, and some more Metroids right off the bat. Let's see what the later levels have in store for us. So if there's this track playing, some pretty tricky platforming, still ascending, the harp, like the only time a harp ever appears in World 3. See, I miss the opportunity to get some mallets, even though I was jumping up like crazy to try to find some enemies, but there were none except for those Metroid enemies I just passed as I picked up that darn harp. See, I'm gonna have to pick up some mallets when I get to that dungeon place. I already have a barrel. I thought that feather would be the best thing to pick up. You could argue about that health, but it doesn't actually, just like fairies, they don't actually heal all the way. They fill about a bar of your health, like, with just 7 hit points, and each additional one you get plus 8 hit points. Which again was pretty unique for its time, well, outside of RPGs, but there weren't that many back then. I figured I would be fine, and I do end up making it the first time. Some heading to the right, just end up on the left side, and vice versa in 3-3. Careful once again where you hold down, certain spots you could fall to your death. I forgot what those enemies are called, but they appear frequently in World 3. Not too difficult, especially with all the weapons. See, those Reapers aren't even nearsighted. Guess they can see from one edge of the screen to another. And I almost messed up there. You didn't have to make any tricky jumps, could have just done that in the first place. So, what else can I bring up with this game? I'm thinking. Well, thankfully, Reapers are a lot easier this time around. That's how much we upgraded. And that was actually kind of a short level. Felt kind of short to me. I could use mallets and I'm at the end. And I didn't expect to go through the dungeon for the first time, and I certainly didn't. I was kind of waiting here to try to see if I could get more points. I'm not. Perhaps it had something to do with how many enemies you kill, or even how much time it takes for you to get there. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. Right, after this, I decided to practice in this dungeon, try to look around, try to memorize where all I need to go and such. And yes, I do know where to go, kind of. Like the first 2 dungeons, I had no problem getting to the bosses there, but this one, I kind of had to look up a guide. In fact, I was well, a map, and in fact, I was even using it during this recording, which is why I paused a few times, make sure I knew where I was going, where I was at. And there's a map I picked up, so yeah. Are they any larger? Are they all 8x8? Every dungeon? Well, this one is, and again, you're probably going to find yourself confused at first. You need to make it to the upper right part of the map. There's only like one way to get there. Definitely, was a little confusing. Sucks that I only have, oh, and there's one thing I'd like to mention, which I failed to show off, but, for some reason, music, like, starts over when you make it to the entrance of the dungeon. I thought that was kind of weird. I mentioned before that we constantly went through, like, reused rooms over and over. Here it especially shows, like, using a lot of the same design from dungeons earlier. Pretty lazy on Nintendo's part. And it's Nintendo we're talking about. Freaking Nintendo. Later, nurse. Yeah, there's one of the two hospitals. If you do get cursed by that damn wizard. You're free now, soldier. Now assist me in Pandora, the third boss of this dungeon. Yeah, again, a lot of the rooms pretty much have the same designs, maybe with different colors, but pretty much the same. Yeah, those objects, they hurt quite a bit. But you can one-shot them and get 10 hearts from every time as well, so if you're near Spring, which I am, that's not a bad place to grind at all. Unless, of course, you're really low in health like I am at this point. Which I'd say was, the more freaking eggplant wizards. One unfair about it is, like, if you're heading down a room and there are eggplant wizards in the room you're heading down towards, you might sometimes end up getting cursed before you get a chance to avoid it. It's a fun game, but this game is definitely unfair on occasions like those. Now I've healed all the way. I think there's another spring, like, on the downward east side. But I never got to show it off along with much of the other dungeons. This one I do semi-explore a little bit, instead of just kind of taking the short way to whatever boss is coming up. Although some of it has to do with the fact that I was cursed. Again, not a bad place to grind. And a hospital's not too far away either, so yeah. And I'm sure springs will still heal you even if you're cursed, so even if you can't attack, you don't have to worry too much about your health. Yeah. Again, it's such a shame that I didn't get as many mounts as I could have. You lie. Where's some mallets? Where's a barrel? Where's that potion, not the chalice? I know there are a lot more than 3 M's in the game. Anyway. Once again, we're like literally in the same room, but a square above. room with the same design, I mean, of course. One thing I should have done is I should have tried to head to one of those shops that carry mallets. Since it's easy to grind here, I could have just went and picked up some mallets that would help for the boss fight that I will face. I say that because I will end up failing. Yeah, spoilers, whatever. And what a weird spot to put that soldier. Like on that wall there. That's poor design, if you ask me. Oh, that room. That freaking room. Heading back out and back there to have them throw eggplants high enough so I have less of a chance to hit me. Thankfully I make it through alright. And thankfully there's not another room like it, at least not on the way to Pandora. Even those objects, they look the same as those. Yeah, there are two different versions of it. Different colors. That blue one does give you less damage and not as many hearts, so not as good of a way to grind, but it's decent, I guess. If it wasn't so close to a boss, I would consider picking up that chalice. And seriously, pick up a pencil and a torch when to the rightest room is the freaking boss? Why? Just why? You only want to pick up the chalice, and that's if you're not, if you're willing to just grind some more. Because go down that ladder there in the other room, it will drop you down. You have to make progress to come back here. And here's Pandora. Oh, I should have grinded for mallets, if there were any, but I think there are. As you may assume, it is the toughest boss. Not any more HP than Hudraw, but Hudraw is a very easy pattern. This one, while not super hard to avoid, still has to take a lot of hits, and you'll have to end up avoiding a whole lot. Hopefully I'll be able to get enough points in order to increase my health one last time. Coming here with 999, or at least close to it. Because in the next level we can get some hearts before facing the final boss. And there we go. Well, this is GameBro. See you all in the next video.